Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 12, SEX, Lies and Video Phones. And this episode, child, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, if you're new here or if you're not, if you enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to subscribe. I need the subscribes, the likes, the views to keep going. So I definitely appreciate it. Don't need, just let me live, okay? And real quick, don't forget the Ready to Love panel. That will be this Friday on the Movie Man's channel at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after the show. And also, I'm gonna have a surprise guest real soon to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Trust me, you gonna love it. And there's another video in the works with another YouTuber. So stay tuned for what's coming up next on this channel, okay? Anywho, back to the episode. So we start off with Kenya being just a wee bit dramatic about that slip and fall. And we talked about it so much, I don't want to hear about it no more. And I told y'all last review, I slipped and fell down some steps. I hurt my tailbone a month ago. My tailbone still hurt. And I still think Kenya was being dramatic, okay? So, Mangetta comes to Kenya's room to catch her up on what happened with that ice cold tea from last night. But Kenya, she trying to act like, oh girl, what's the tea? She already knew. She talked to Candy last night. So stop. But more importantly, Marlo recorded a video of Drew lying, allegedly. So she sent it to Latoya. Latoya's talking about she wanted to clear her name. One minute she agreeing with Candy. Next minute she's siding with Drew. I don't care. But we just gonna watch anyway. So we move on and we see old face Sheree talking to Drew. And Sheree is acting like she believes what Drew is telling her. Like she really believes, like she act like she believe what Drew's kicking to her. But she don't, clearly. Oh, naive Drew. So everyone, Drew aside, is sad that Candy left early for work. Because, you know, she like to work. That is a working woman, okay? So Kenya mentions that tailbone again. Anyway, the ladies are going to a sound bath. Reality shows. I need y'all to stop doing the same thing. Like, it's like deja vu. I just saw y'all doing a sound bath on Love and Hip Hop. I just saw y'all doing a sound bath on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just saw y'all doing a. I don't care no more. No more sound baths. Do something different. If it ain't a sound bath, it's a break room. If it ain't a break room, y'all painting. I don't want to see it no more. Find a new activity, please. Somebody. Y'all too boring to be trying to do the same thing everybody else doing. So, Kenya puts Mangetta on blast in the sprinter to rap. I wish she didn't do it. I really just wish we would have just cut this scene out. So the group is clearly divided because once they get off of there, they split up into vehicles, and you can tell, judging by the two cars, who is on whose side. We got the new modern day talls versus the smalls. Oh, even though Kenya over there with the new smalls. So Kenya was telling Drew that Courtney, she ain't having Drew's back. She ain't really seeing it for Drew. She don't really think Courtney is really riding for her. Drew agrees. Friend to the show, Courtney, she over there with the modern day dolls. But remember, Sheree did introduce her and she pretended like their kids was friends, even though they probably never seen each other a day in their lives. So, yeah. Then we kind of lost track of that because she started pretending to be somebody else's cousin, but that's neither here nor there. So during the sound bath, Sheree's thinking about her granddaughter. Sonya's thinking about her issues with her sister. Drew thinking about that raggedy husband of hers. Kenya is thinking that she wants another baby. Girl, why? And Marlo pretends to be daydreaming about that rented man. Marlo, if you ain't gonna get a real storyline, give up the peach, please. So afterwards, Kenya cries to the instructor because she's like, I just don't know what I did to deserve Brooklyn. Like, with my own mommy issues, I'm just happy to have her. And something else about wanting another child. Appreciate the child you have. Please. Like, I grew up as an only child. It is fine. I promise you. It's okay. Now, God knew the desires of her heart. She always wanted to be a mother. So he blessed her with a daughter. And we love baby Brooklyn. But I'm going to tell you from personal experience, okay? I live it every day. 2 kids feels like 20, okay? It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. 1 kid is fine. 2 is a lot, okay? It's just a lot. So at lunch, Sheree claims that her doctor said that there's a spell on her. She was like, "Do you know a witch?" And she was like, "I don't know no witches. I know some bitches." Okay. That's the reason why she's having issues with her fibroids. What? Was you seeing a doctor, or was you seeing that psychic that Kim Zolciak used to go visit? Who was you seeing? Why would you a spell for fibroids? It's seeming like everybody and their mama is having a fibroid issue these days. So why do you think someone just put some voodoo on you? They got roots on you, girl. So Drew kissing the girl 2 decades ago comes up once more, and Marlo said 90% of the cast is undercover. Let's be honest. Marlo, see, I'm sending that video. That comes up again. And Drew was like, okay, you real invested in what I got going on. This is true. But there's nothing else to talk about. So, yeah. Drew told Marlo to focus on her hair follicles that she can't grow back. Now, I did chuckle a little bit, but Drew, not too much. So, Marlo gives some weak reads. Rumor has it that someone writes her confessional reads. And I believe it because if you notice, her confessional reads be reading. In person, not so much. So Marlo mentions Ralph, and Drew said, well, at least I have a husband. Girl, with a husband like that, I would have kept that to myself. So Kenya inserts herself in the drama. Manietta says she witnessed a collusion, and everyone's confused as to what collusion means. But anyway, Courtney tells Kenya that she needs to shut up because she wasn't in there, and she wasn't. I can see Courtney coming back next season. At this point, give Courtney the peach and take it from Marlo. I mean, so, and I ain't even no Courtney fan, but she bringing more than Marlo is. I'm just saying. So Drew and Courtney talk after everybody, they was arguing, they split up. And, Drew was telling her she need to be loyal because she's Ralph's cousin. She don't need no Ralph or you, honestly. And she got to pick a fight with somebody. Courtney mentions Mayetta recording. She's like, it's a double standard. Everybody's mad at Marlo, but nobody's mad at Mayetta when she was recording. Well, see, the difference is Mayetta said she put her phone up, and Marlo's the only one who sent the video. But overall, the scene was too long, way too long. So on the sprinter back to the hotel, no one's speaking, everybody's on their phones. Wrap this boring trip up. Wrap it up. So we see Brooklyn on FaceTime with Kenya, the best part of the entire episode. And before dinner, cousin Courtney comes up. We know Kenya don't like her, so she just finding reasons to bash her. Even Sheree was like, Kenya is talking about this incident like she was there, and she wasn't. But truth is, I'm tired. So we get into the dinner, and we talk about Drew's marriage, and Drew was saying, oh, we made it over the 7-year itch. It's been 8 years. Drew is still in counseling. Ralph is not. Individual counseling is great, but y'all need some marital couples counseling as well. So we begin to rehash the same convo we had about the video that Marlo sent. And Drew mentions Marlo's legal affairs. And first of all, this is old, tired, and ran through. And it's making Drew look guilty. So Courtney... So, I don't know why people in my house want to make noise at 2 a.m. Ignore it. Just ignore it. So Courtney calls Kenya. Well, they bring up that when Kenya fell, it was karma, whatever. I don't want to hear about it. It was for the 20th time this episode. Kenya said she could have been paralyzed. She could have broke a leg, a limb, whatever. So Courtney talks about Kenya's mean past. Tell us you watched the show without telling us that you watched the show because you weren't there for any of that. So what I got to do with you? So Sheree ends the cattiness, thank goodness, because it wasn't going nowhere and it wasn't interesting. And the next day, the ladies go away to a winery. Then suddenly, out of thin air, Ralph texts Marlo. And how did he get her number? Like, seemed like a producer setup to me. Ralph said that she was being disrespectful and to keep his name and his wife's name out her mouth. But in all actuality, she didn't say anything disrespectful. You know she can't read in person. And she said Ralph work at IT, but I'm with Sheree. What does Ralph do? We ain't heard about him having no job. He free to go to Vegas and strip and do everything else, but we ain't heard about him going to work yet. So Kenya gets into mommy mode and she's like, shut it down now. Not here. We're not talking about it now. And Drew's like, I'm responding to Marlo since she brought it up. You ain't gonna tell me be quiet. You bring my husband up, I'm gonna respond if I want to. But I'm glad they did let it go. So they end up, I don't know, the people that was there came out and did some dance. Then the lady said no one was healed on this trip. And Marlo said some of them probably going back worse. So they ended doing the cuff it challenge. And while that's nice, we know that's short-lived. Because next week we back to the drama. They done went into the woodworks and deep in the archives to bring Latoya back and Cynthia. I don't know what she got to do with this, but she coming back too. So y'all meet me back here next week. Check out my other content. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.